I first noticed issues with my back when I started cheerleading in high school. When I would just be up moving around, it was a lot of pain, and then after I had been moving around for a couple hours and would sit down, it would turn into pain and stiffness. I would become really stiff. I never had it checked out. I never had it looked at, never told my parents about it. I was active all the time and just assumed it was a part of being active. It started to get worse when I was pregnant with my first child. It was just a lot more intense and pretty well constant while I was pregnant compared to when I wasn't. I had loads of pain from the back pain from 7 pregnancies, all 7 of them. As a parent, you've got things to do with your kids, and then you just suck it up and deal with it. As a children's pastor, you constantly got to be on your toes. I had been having lots of numbness in both my arms, and then finally, while I was leaving my church office one day, I had a spasm in my leg and immediate atrophy in my leg. I was worried about losing my ability to walk. I'm a children's pastor and a mom of 7 and just busy in general, and to not be able to walk, that did cross my mind quite a bit. 2 weeks later, it was still bothering me, and my husband, he was finally like, we need to get my mom to watch the kids. You need to go to the ER. The MRI, after I had it done, showed that that I had lesions on my brain, which pointed towards MS. And also, the doctor was far more interested in the spine portion of it, which showed that I had a condition called Spondylolisthesis. It's slippage of your spine, and it just causes your spine to be very, very curved, and there's just, your discs are all like stacked on top of one another. So the only way to fix it is with a surgery called spinal fusion. And they basically go in and put just a bunch of metal rods in your back to straighten out your back. It's a major surgery. I was terrified. You can become paralyzed from the surgery. At the time I had to deal with pain, but I wasn't paralyzed, so we just didn't know how it was going to affect us, but they were positive that I needed surgery. The night we went to the ER, it was actually a worship practice night, and so we were on our way to get our kids from my mother-in-law's house, and Pastor Brent, Pastor Sharon texted us and said they wanted us to come over. They were still at worship practice and they wanted to pray over me. The stiffness went away at that time, but I still had the pain. Well, the pain kept coming back, but it didn't make my faith waver any, because I would be so stiff that it would make me walk hunched over like a little old lady if I had sat for, any amount of time after being active. And so I was just focused on that. I was just praising God that the stiffness was gone. It was about 2 months. I was standing on stage, we were practicing, and my back started to be in a lot of pain. And so the worship team just gathered around to pray over me.
And your words that are flowing.
Well, I didn't feel anything in my back during the prayer. As a matter of fact, on the way home that evening, I was in some of the worst pain I had been in a really long time at that point. All I wanted to do was get home and take some kind of medication. I noticed something was different the next day. I had to go grocery shopping, and for a large family, grocery shopping takes a long time. It was always something that I would come away with my back hurting after the end of a 2-hour grocery shopping trip. I actually did all my grocery shopping. I got in the car and I thought, my back isn't hurting. And at that time, I didn't know if it was gonna last or if it was just a fluke. I think I was testing it all the time. Like, I would bend over to pick stuff up off the floor, and I would just wait for the pain to come back, or I would get out of the car. That would be something that would usually cause me a lot of pain, and the pain wouldn't be there. I was constantly testing it, waiting for it to come back, and it just never did. After a couple of days, and then especially after I got through Sunday service with the kids and was able to clean up and not have to sit down, not have to have anybody help me, not have to take a pain medication, that's when it really started to sink in that maybe this was gonna be permanent. It wasn't gonna come back. I haven't had any back pain since the day after that prayer. I have not had any back pain since then. My 8th pregnancy has been so much different than the first 7. I've been a lot more active. I didn't actually realize how sedentary I was during those first 7 pregnancies just because I was in so much back pain. I wonder why he chose to heal me a lot, because I was going to be a Christian and be his servant as a pastor whether he healed me or not. And I honestly never really even expected him to. I wasn't healed the first time that we asked. We prayed a lot before I was ever healed. Just keep asking him, and in the meantime, just keep serving him. It has changed my relationship with God a lot. It was just a very deep experience of how much he loves me. It made it really tangible to me. Instead of just hearing it and knowing it with my mind, now I know it with my heart.